everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of C14 Dating. So this is just after the incident where DeAndre, Shoji, and Chantal were all being slightly careless and knocked over the lamp and almost hit Kyler and me. So right now, we are going to start talking to DeAndre. I departed, grateful for the fresh air. Halfway down the path to the museum, DeAndre called for me. He skidded, then stopped a few paces before me, leaning over with his hands on his knees to catch his breath. He must have been sprinting like mad to catch up.
There you are. I really wanted to apologize about the whole thing. You're not hurt?
I'm fine. Kyler and I made it through unharmed. Did you talk to him? He kicked at a pebble embedded in the dirt.
I tried, but he didn't want to hear it. And then I got worried you felt the same way.
Let it go, berate him for his carelessness. No, we're gonna let it go. Don't worry about it. No one was hurt in the end. He bashfully scratched the back of his head, as if unable to tell whether what I said was to be nice or from genuine relief.
You sure? I mean, if that cement block hit you...
Do I look dead to you?
No.
Then it's okay. No one got injured, and that's what matters. You don't need to beat yourself up over it. I'm sure you feel bad enough as it is. I'm not angry at you either. It was an accident. The heat lamp shouldn't have been positioned there anyway. It was already a danger. I'm glad you weren't hurt. You nearly toppled off there.
I was lucky. I had no idea Shoji could react that fast. Chantal too. I highly doubt that they could have stopped my fall alone. You were impressive yourself, shielding Kyler from the equipment.
Only because yeah, people have always told me that I have fast reflexes. I avoided mentioning that I was able to take action because I glanced up by chance. There was enough guilt on his shoulders, and he didn't need to know that if I was tuned out, it might have ended differently.
I'm glad that you're okay now. Now I need to return to help with the cleanup before Professor Dupont gets there.
We exchanged cringed expressions, but DeAndre gave me a clap to the shoulder to show that he was going to face it head on. Right. I'll see you later, DeAndre.
Alright, gonna go ahead and skip up.
And we're back. So this is just like a little blurb, I think. Chantal just complained about the high-calorie pasta meals, and now we've got this. Our chat continued until we finished our meals. While I gathered the dishes, my mind drifted to DeAndre. I really hope they won't fail him for the accident. How was he anyway? At lunch, he laughed and even retold the story to the students who weren't there. Should I go find DeAndre or talk to Hendrik about it?
Go find DeAndre.
I missed him at dinner, and I didn't see him hanging at the campfire site as usual. I walked around the museum before entering it, and there was still no sign of him. This was definitely out of the ordinary. Unless... I jogged along the path to the cave, stopping halfway once I found the little trail that led through the forest. I heard a loud grunt, followed by a rustle. DeAndre walked up to the spear embedded in the haystack. With one hand, he yanked it out and returned to a farther distance. Hey, DeAndre, what are you doing here? He barely glanced in my direction before he took a wide lunge and launched the spear using the atlatl thrower. He missed the hay by a few feet, and he groaned disappointedly before turning to me.
Clearing my thoughts.
Is it about the accident?
That, and a bunch of other things. I'm convinced I'm going to fail this elective, which means signing up for another course in the fall.
At least it's only one course.
Yes, but I was hoping to finish this summer so I could focus on my rugby career. Even if it's one course, it'll mess up my schedule, and I promised my team that I could focus 110% this fall. Me and my big mouth. I didn't think I'd struggle with rocks and dirt, but here I am. Better start packing if I already know the result.
Why don't you try again? I'm sure that you'll pass now that you know how to dig and do the lab work.
And mess up a second time? I'm not exactly a science guy. Most of my courses have been English related.
We all have our weak points. It's not easy to absorb a subject that you've never studied before in the span of 4 weeks. It's not much, but I could help you too, if you retook the elective.
Would you?
If you don't mind a fellow student teaching you, I'm not... Strong arms enveloped me, and I was pressed against his chest.
Merci beaucoup. I'm sure I'll pass this time.
I weakly patted his back as I struggled to speak. Great, DeAndre. Can't breathe. I felt his body jolt as he quickly withdrew, as I took a deep breath.
Sorry about that. Was caught up in the moment. With Callan Cave understaffed, this means a lot to me. Did you come to see how I was doing?
Of course. I was worried about you, DeAndre.
Aw, thanks for caring, Mel. I'm fine. I only needed some fresh air and to take my mind off things. I'll get it all figured out. Aw, he's so cute when he blushes. I love his blushing face.
Right. Good luck with it.
Alright, skipping ahead.
Alright, so it is now the second half of the game. We are in the last 4 weeks, and we are going to greet DeAndre first. I bounded over to him, then straightened my posture, expecting a social kiss. Back for round 2, are you? Staying in the game? Chuckling, he leaned over but briefly examined my face before following through with a cheek kiss.
Making sure you don't have anything on your face this time.
DeAndre, it was just one time. One time.
And yes, I'm back in the game. I'd rather miss only 1 month's worth of training than 3.
Grinning, he placed a hand on my head and mussed my hair.
I'll be relying on you, Mel, like you promised. Help the Soph understand the whole archaeology thing.
Of course. You can count on me. And you're far from an oaf, you English major.
Anyway, we'll catch up later. Need to reclaim my tent before the lecture starts.
Right, later. I caught Shoji's eye and gave him a cheerful wave. Morning, what brings you back here? Don't tell me you failed. No, I passed. It was a B. I thought I'd do worse, so it was a pleasant surprise. So why did you continue? Well... He stopped when we heard Augustin shouting, making huge motions with his arms to urge everyone to the center of the field. Shoji dropped his voice to a whisper as students weaved around us. Because it's been a good experience for me. Before I could respond, everyone fell quiet as Augustin began talking. I turned to listen.
And we've seen this, so I'm skipping up. And we're back. So we've got Hendrik and DeAndre talking about I'm not sure what. Even I walked in halfway through this. This is where it starts for me. So let's go ahead and read it. Which makes Micah and Slate excellent examples of cleavage. Right.
DeAndre rubbed the side of his head as his eyes darted from rock to rock in the tray. The entire table was covered with examples from Hendrik's collection. Ah, so that's what kept them. I guessed DeAndre asked a question while he helped Hendrik carry the trays in. Gripping my own tray, I carefully placed it onto the top of the stack.
You can peel the mica apart like a deck of cards and In geology, cleavage is used to identify overturned beds based on the dipping. Okay, now I really need to know. How can you say stuff like this with a straight face? What do you mean? Never mind. Continue with the cleavage. Right. Once we finished, we'll go over luster and hardness. Anyway, there's 2 types of cleavage, continuous and disjunctive cleavage. Continuous is when...
The door swung open, interrupting the lecture. Rosemarie took a small step inside and motioned with her hand. Hen, Helena wants to talk to you about something in regards to an upcoming class.
Oh, Right, then I'll be right there. You two can head back outside. This'll take a while.
The two exited and DeAndre fiddled with the flaky mica before setting it down. How did that whole conversation start?
All I did was ask what rock this was. Then he lit up like a Christmas tree, and before I knew it...
How's the elective going? How have you been handling the humor? Well, let's ask about the elective. How's the first week been? Feel more confident?
I think I got the hang of it. I stopped switching the X and Y's around, and my wet screen cups aren't full from overlooking bones the first time. You've been a big help, Mel.
Well, I still have a lot to learn, but I'm glad to be of service. He then zeroed in on a rock, tapping the piece of paper glued to the bottom of the tray, and shook his head.
Mel, there's a mineral called coming tonight. Oh, God.
Oh, no, we're not going there.
But seriously,
Banning dirty puns.
think of the jokes.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, Jesus. I'm pretty sure there really is a rock called the Coming tonight. Yes, there is, actually. I did see it. And I did laugh about this. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.